As we heard, it seems like a lot of celebrities are putting their money into esports. Is this a smart investment, or is this just another celebrity trend?
So high net worth individuals have more flexibility to take risk in emerging industries like esports. It's also a passion project. They spend time playing esports, or people around them do. Some of them become Twitch streamers, especially if they're injured. And it's another way to diversify their investment portfolio and to build community. It's a great transition from playing to supporting those who play.
So beyond the investment, what are celebrity endorsements doing for esports? I mean, we just saw that football icon Cristiano Ronaldo, as a EWC ambassador.
Celebrity investments lend credibility and bring public attention to the esports ecosystem, helping to fuel its growth and development. So, followers of Ronaldo would follow him anywhere. And so they follow him to esports competition. It's similar to Taylor Swift and the effect that she has had on NFL by bringing the Swifties to the NFL.
That is a great analogy. We mentioned some of it, but can you give us the breakdown of the different streams of esports revenue?
Right. So the biggest one for esports organizations is sponsorship and advertising. Then you have merchandise, and then ticketing revenue if they hold events. The one that is less than like other professional sports leagues, like the NFL or EPL, is media rights and streaming. They do not have as large of media deals as other professional leagues.
Do you think that could change? Because how do esports franchise valuations compare to traditional sports like football, basketball? Is a $400 million gaming team really worth the same as an NFL or Premier League franchise? I mean, this is a young sport, but could we see that change in the next few years?
In 2022, there was kind of a bust. I grew up in the .com era where initially it failed as well. And the values have really plummeted since 2022. But let's just take Team Solo TSM. They were valued at one point for $540 million, but half of that was $210 million for naming rights of FTX that went under. So it's still not valued as much as other sports properties, primarily because the broadcast rights are not there.
We talked about the investors. Are esports teams profitable businesses, or are these investors just, they have the flexibility, but are they taking the risk and just waiting for the eventual payoff?
It's like any business, how good is your marketing? Are you able to attract people? Are you winning? And some of those, the prize pools are growing, but it's the primary revenue is sponsorship. So how good is your team at securing sponsors and then building your fan base who buy merchandise and follow you?
Saudi Arabia, as we saw, is really getting into esports by hosting this massive tournament over the last several weeks. How does that compare to more established esports markets, especially in Asia, like in China, South Korea, or even in Brazil and South America?
I believe Saudi is really focused on esports as more of a way to increase their tourism, holding these big tournaments and making a kind of a splash around esports is also targeting to young people who and looking at the future of tourism. So it may be driving people to Saudi in the future. Another
big name we heard, Magnus Carlsen, the chess player. Chess was added at the Esports World Cup in Saudi Arabia. How's the definition of sports and esports changing? I mean, there's a prize money, but what can be said about the skill or talent involved? People watch sports for many different reasons. Maybe they have a different player, but with esports, is that something that maybe perhaps anyone can get into? You don't have to have a physical talent or ability.
Well, it's a mind game, very similar to esports. I mean, it's a very strategic, esports is strategic, chess is strategic, and it's one of the oldest and largest games that people play is chess. And now they've moved it online onto an online platform, so it aligns nicely and it brings a different fan base or a different appeal to the esports. So they're really trying to grow the esports events, and by adding chess, you've just added a whole different fan base.
Professor Lisa Delpy Neirotti, thank you so much for joining us from here in Washington.
Thank you.